Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Revhead. Today we are going to make some money. So I've been doing a little bit of investigating on the game to see just how certain things work, and apparently the wrecked cars are worth a lot of money if you can strip them, and they have some pretty rare parts on them. So we're going to work on that a little bit today, and possibly get out and maybe try to do a little bit of a race. So this is a car we bought last episode. We're actually going to put this to the side. We don't want to use it quite yet. We'll work on this. I don't think this is going to be our main car. I'm not sure yet. Now let's check in here. Here's an example. We've got a wrecked car up here. It's a Magura, and ooh, some of these cars that are appearing today look absolutely sweet. So let's see. That's a $2,200, about a $2,300 investment. Let's go ahead and take this, and we're going to put this in here. Okay. Let's go out to the lot real quick and swap these out. So, up here it goes. Oh, you know, this one, it's in pretty bad shape. It doesn't look... oh, never mind. Yep, the body's pretty bad. So, what we need to do here, we're going to investigate some of the parts that are currently on this hunk of junk, and hopefully, you know, I really would actually like to have this fixed. This is a sweet looking car. Look at those rims. Those have got to be worth something. Okay, so let's put this up on the lift. Now, folks, if you have any suggestions for this game, let me know. If you want to see more Revhead, comment down below. Maybe smack the like button. I'm still having quite a bit of fun. Oh, crap. Well, there's quite a few parts missing out of this one. Okay, let's check the motor. Oh, look at that. There's quite a few new parts on here. You know, this is going to be good. Let's go ahead and remove this. So what we're going to do, we're going to strip down this car. What about these, what about those rims and tires? Let's go ahead and remove those rims. Not too bad. Okay, we'll remove that. Let's investigate. Okay, so what I'm going to show you, we already ripped out the little engine block here. Now look at that. The engine block itself is worth almost 7 grand. Like, are you kidding me? We just bought a car, and apparently the owner's stupid, and they can't rip out the motor. And look at that. Look at what you can sell it for. Granted, there is quite a few new parts on here. So what I need to keep an eye for, I need to keep an eye out for possibly racing parts. I mean, I could keep this motor and fix it up. It's not that expensive to fix, but I think for the time being, we would need to build up some money, and then if we come across some rare parts, maybe some racing parts, we'll keep those. So what I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and get rid of that. I'm gonna completely strip this car real quick, and then we'll turn over and see how much we can make, and then maybe we'll look into making a little bit more of an expensive purchase. Alright, so we've stripped this bad boy completely down. We are down to the frame. So, let's look at our parts list now. And look at this. Look at how much money worth of stuff we have here. We got the suspension parts. That's going to net us about $1,500. The engine itself is what's worth the most. Now, I could technically fix that motor. That is a V8. I think that will fit in one of our other cars. But like I said, for the time being, I think I'm going to sell off quite a bit here, and then we'll turn around and buy something else, maybe buy another crash car, and we'll part out as much as possible. Now, as far as I can tell, a lot of the parts on here, there was nothing that seemed very valuable besides the motor. I didn't see any racing parts, so we're probably not going to keep anything from this. So let's go ahead and say we're going to sell this. Oh, look at that. Look at that money. Yeah, that is absolutely awesome. Okay, so we're gonna start making some moves here, definitely. So let's go ahead and sell off. Let's see, sway bars, suspensions, even the tail lights are worth almost 80. Actually, that's no, it's 72. What am I reading here? There's some street tires. Those are actually new tires. We could hold on to those. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. We might hold on to a couple of the pieces, but we're gonna get rid of most of this stuff. Okay, what I did keep here, I kept the battery, the fuse box, and the horn. These are all generic pieces, so they will fit on most cars. And they're all brand spanking new, so I might as well not get rid of those quite yet. So we have 14,000 now. Now, we're done with the body. We can just get rid of this too. How much is that worth? 360. Do I want to get rid of this? Obviously, you know, I guess, yeah, we won't be using this body. This body's, we could repair it, but I don't think it's really worth it. So let's go ahead and sell that one. There we go. So now we're up to 15,000. Let's go back to the newspaper. I think there was another junker up here. This looks like a Bronco. Let's go ahead and take that. 1,200 bucks. Okay. So I'd say if we part out 2 of these crashed vehicles, we should have enough to possibly buy something sweet. Let's see, 235 horsepower. It's got another V8 in it. Nothing else looks special here. In its current state, it's worth as much as you sold it for, which is also kind of weird. But let's go ahead and put this into the shop, and wow, this one's really been torn up. The rims, those are looking kind of new. I wonder if we can sell off maybe some of these bumpers, maybe the lights up here. Let's go ahead and put this bad boy up on the lift, and we'll see just what we got. There's a couple parts missing. There's quite a bit here. Looks like the motor, for the most part, is intact. We're missing something here. It looks like it might be an arm. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the motor real quick. Broken, bad, worn out. Okay, this motor isn't as good as the last one. Let's remove it real quick and see what it's worth. Let's see, motor itself, still, even being a bad motor, worth quite a bit, almost 3,500. So we're gonna go ahead, let's look over those parts one more time. No, there's nothing I want to strip out of here, and I don't want to fix this up. I want a race car. We might get an off-road car like this soon, but we need to go ahead and make what money we can. So once again, I'm gonna go over all these parts. We're gonna take a quick peek at a couple more here. Anything that, I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna yell at me in the comments section if I miss something here. These all look like they're just the stock parts for this car in particular. We do have some tires. You know, I'm gonna start saving these tires because I should have saved them off the last car. Those were all new. These are brand new tires too. So we're gonna go ahead and go through and strip this one out again. What about that exhaust there? Nope, it's broken too. This is a broken hunk of crap. So yeah, I'm gonna strip this and we will see how much we can make off this one. Okay, so we've stripped this car out. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the parts real quick. That dashboard is worth a lot, and that is a generic dashboard. Is there something special about that dashboard R? I'm not really sure what that means. Most parts, like this battery's broken. Nothing appears to be any racing parts, so we look like we're good there. There is some new things on here, but I don't plan on working on one of these cars anytime soon, so we'll probably get rid of most of it. Maybe we can keep, and where'd my tires go? I haven't sold those. Okay, well that looks like it's gone. I don't know where those disappeared to. You know, I removed the suspension and made everything disappear. I don't wonder if we were supposed to actually take the tire off, take the rim off. Why do I have a feeling that it just deleted all of it? Which that really wouldn't make sense, but that's the only thing I can think of. So anyways, I'm gonna go through all these one more time. We'll keep what we want to, and then we'll sell off the rest here. Let's see, exhaust, we're gonna sell off that. We got a differential box right here. That's broken, actually. Don't need that. Let's see, this is a drive shaft. Yeah, all these are for the cars. We're gonna keep a couple of these generic parts, but everything else, I think we're gonna pretty much get rid of, and we're gonna see how much we're gonna make here. Okay, so we've sold pretty much what we can. I held on to the dashboard because, I don't know, there's something weird about that, and that price for it is relatively high. So let's go ahead and get rid of this, 130. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go back to the paper, and let's see, anything new up here? Supercharged V8 Wanja. These are still all a little out of my price range. Now, look at this. There is a V8 old racing car. Now, this might be worth the investment. Now, keep in mind, we do have one car still out in the lot. So, say if we need to make a little bit of money, say this is too big of an investment, this might be worth it here. So, let's see, this car has a good history in local races, comes with race dashboard, lowered suspension, and other racing upgrades. You can have it for right around $11,000. So, we're going to take that. There we go, and let's go check out our new car, or I should say old new car. Let's see what it looks like here. All right, 482 horsepower. Let's see, it's got a V8 in it, GTO, 1969. All right. Let's go ahead and take this one into the shop, and let's look. We're gonna actually work on this one. Let's try to fix this one up just a bit. Let's give her a little bit of a wash and see what the body's like. You know, the body doesn't look like it's in bad shape. The paint leaves a little bit to be desired. Before we start working on that, let's go ahead and look in here and see if anything's missing. No, it appears to all be there. Now, question is, what kind of shape's it in? What's the motor like? Motor doesn't take too much to be fixed here. It's got a couple worn out parts in it. This is definitely a car I think we're going to be able to work with. Tires are semi-used. Let's see. It says it comes with a racing dash. That's all there. All the gauges are there. That's a new dash, actually. All right. Yeah, we can work with this. So let's take it off the lift here, and let's go ahead, do some body work. Let's check what that's like. Body is good to go, so let's go ahead and give her a paint job. Muscle car. I always think muscle car, I think of a black muscle car like this. Probably with some, can we do? Yes, skunk stripes. Let's do those, except for make those white. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm liking that. Okay, so let's go ahead, paint that 310. This is definitely a car we're going to keep. Let's go ahead and change the oil on it. It's got full water. Battery needs a little bit of charging. And air pressures can go up. Now, I don't know if filling these up completely, if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Let's go ahead and give it fuel. There we go. So that's good. All right, we're going to go in, kind of look at some of the inside parts, see what we can fix. We still have about 9,000 to play around with. Now, I'm pretty happy with the V8 motor that's in there. Let's go ahead and just completely repair that. I would like to find a thermostat and a water pump to replace just to get this working fully. How's the battery in there? The battery, 80%, not bad. I'm trying to think of what else we have. We've got a couple parts. If we need to replace them, we can. I'm going to go through. We're going to fix the suspension pieces. That cost 0. Okay, that was kind of odd. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, this is another one. Okay. We're going to go ahead and fix all this. And then we're going to actually take this thing out to for a little bit of a test drive here. Curious as to how much power this thing's got. Okay, last thing before we take this thing out for a spin. Let's go ahead and fire her up here. You can still somewhat hear it. There's some balancing issues with the audio in this game. I might try to turn down some of the music because the cars aren't very loud. And this one's got a bit of a squeak to it, so let's go ahead and check the timing. There we go, that should be fixed. All right, we are ready to test this thing out. The driving physics are still wonky, so I don't know if this is gonna be a telltale sign of how good this thing handles, but let's go ahead and take it out for a little bit of a test drive. All right. The motor's still got a bit of squeak to it. There's a couple worn out parts that I need to find replacements for, but other than that, I think we're in pretty decent shape with it. So let's go up into first gear here. I like how it even changes the little dashes down on the side. That's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, it's got some power. If only the driving was a little bit better. Okay, all right. Man, the driving is so, it's like it's almost delayed. Like, I can't picture really messing with the races right now just for how the driving is. Of course, me driving off-road like this probably isn't helping the game. But, that's a hissing noise. That isn't good. Yep, we're pegged on our water. Didn't we fill this up? Hold on. Well, that was our test drive. That obviously, I think maybe something is wrong here. Could be some of the parts that we need replaced, but before we damage this car, because I can see the water is pegged right now, and I know we did fill this thing up with water, so something is leaking. That's kind of cool that you can see that in game, and oh crap, oh. Yeah, I still think it's kind of cool that you know like something like that's happening. So let's go in. We might need to go back into the parts catalog and see if we can find the parts to completely repair this thing. Oh yeah, she's running hot. Oh boy. I'm almost afraid. We didn't run it that long, so I'm almost afraid to look at this. Let's see, radiator. Let's go ahead and fix that. Maybe she was leaking water there. Did we do anything to the motor? That's what I'm afraid to look at. No, for the most part, the motor seems to be in good shape. It could be the water pump that's causing that. I'll have to see. It does sound like it's cooling off, though. Alright, so I figured out, I thought maybe since it was worn out, this was actually to the point you can't fix it. But we were able to fix the water pump. Now, the thermostat itself is not, we cannot fix that. So I'm still looking for a new thermostat, and there's none in the paper right now. So I can't actually do anything with that. Now, if another one of those appears and it's wrecked, we will definitely take it out and try to find a replacement part. But I think for the time being, we need to go ahead and pick out another wrecked car here. There's a Wanja up here and a Magura. The Magura is a little out of our price range, so we're gonna go ahead and take this Wanja special. Let's go ahead and take this one here. I'm actually really enjoying this now. This feels actually good that you can go in here and take these wrecked cars and part them out. So we're gonna put this bad boy away. I thought maybe we'd get to some sort of maybe racing, but this thing's not ready to go quite yet. So obviously, let's just put this thing away and check out the other car that we just bought and see just what parts it might have. So let's go and select it. It's got a V8 in it. Now, I don't know if it's got like a generic thermostat. I don't know if that's a thing in the game. Maybe we could strip it out, but we'll have to check and see what is on the inside. This is like Christmas morning. Like, wow. Oh, this thing's in terrible shape. Wow. Okay. So anyways, like I was saying, it's like Christmas morning. You don't know what's going to be in these cars. So, and oh, yep, there's a couple things missing here. So it just kind of gets me excited thinking like, oh, we could find something really good here. Let's check the motor real quick. This thermostat's broken. Everything's basically broken in this motor. This is going to be one that needs to be removed. Now, what I did last item or last car that I stripped, I was taking off the suspension piece first, and it would remove everything else. And well, apparently, it doesn't actually remove it and put it in your inventory, which is a little annoying. So you think, yeah, if I remove the suspension piece and it removes everything else in the process, that should all go to your inventory, which apparently it does not, unless I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so I think I stripped this one in a little bit better order. Looks like everything's off the car here, so let's go ahead and get this out the door. 160. And let's look at our parts list and see what we've got here. Dashboard. Okay, what's the difference between, what's the dashboard R? I'm assuming maybe that's dashboard racing, so that's why it's worth so much. So we're gonna keep that in our inventory because it's a racing part. We've got some new parts. I don't know if we're gonna necessarily work on one of these cars. There's a sport rear brake. That's a new one. Might keep that. I don't know if we're actually gonna work on a Wanja or whatever the heck it's called. That might be a car we can maybe kind of fix up. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this crap. Now, its motor was worth a little bit here. It's another one of those V8s. It's used. Everything in it's pretty much broken. So, I mean, we could fix this motor, but I think selling it and flipping it right now is going to be the best option. That way we can look into investing into more, probably higher end cars and maybe something that eventually we can get into, maybe buying a straight up race car or a drag car. So I'm gonna go through these parts real quick and get rid of what I don't think we need, and then we'll see how much money we have left over. Okay, so I ripped off what I wanted to sell, and you're gonna see a lot of brand, actually that hub, we can sell that, that's broken. But you're gonna see I did keep quite a bit of brand cars or brand pieces. And the reason I did that is the whole fact of these are new pieces. I don't feel the need to get rid of some of this. Some of these are actually just tires. Some of these are rims. So we've got quite a bit of new parts here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. And there's quite a bit of, actually, basically everything's new except for the rear suspension there. But I'm gonna hold on to that for a bit. So we've got that. We're gonna take one more peek at the newspaper, but we made quite a bit of progress here today. Got two cars sitting on the lot. We've got this Wayla. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this. We could just part this out. I don't know what this is good for. This is one of those cars that you can convert the motor. We could throw a V8 into it and do it that way, but I don't see the point in fixing this one up and then trying to flip it because I don't think it's going to make us as much money as just straight up buying like a wrecked one. Now, I hope this isn't a glitch in the game and it's why these parts are worth so much, because that is a little bit concerning. So I might as well take advantage of it while I can. We can go ahead. We've got several options here for wrecked cars. I kind of want to peek inside this high mileage Magura. This thing looks like it's in fairly bad shape. But I don't know. We could either part that. It's not wrecked. I kind of want that car. But then again, something's telling me don't buy it yet. How about we buy the wrecked? Yeah, let's go ahead and buy one of these. We've got a 4x4 here. This is a wrecked car. This is bound to have some decent parts on it. So let's go ahead and take this. This looks like an old, like a tow truck or something. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a peek at it real quick and probably wrap this up here. Let's see, it is got a V8 in it. Yeah, 591 horsepower. No, this thing's in pretty bad shape. Looks like it got hit on all sides. I don't know, maybe he rolled it? Actually, the roof doesn't look like it has damage. Let's take a peek on the inside real quick. Is it something we want to mess with? Oh boy. Oh boy, there's a lot of parts missing out of this thing. Okay, thankfully we did not pay much for it. Now, how's the wow, the motor's basically missing everything, and it's pretty broken. Okay, so this is definitely a flip. There's a supercharger up here. Now that, don't want to keep, it's a generic part. I kind of want to keep this. Maybe we can use this. So let's fix that and remove it. The rest of this, we're gonna strip and sell here. Now let's check these real quick. These actually look a little bit different suspension-wise. What is this? That is a rear racing suspension. These are racing parts. That's a new part there. New, and new. These are all new racing parts. Oh boy, all right, I'm stripping this and we're gonna keep a lot of these parts. I think we can make our money back definitely, and a little bit. Especially on, say, this motor, but I'm gonna be keeping a lot of parts off this one. So let me go ahead and fast forward through the stripping process because it takes a little bit and it's kind of boring. So let me strip this and we'll see what we end up with. All right, this one's stripped. Let's go ahead and move this one out the door, 110. Now check this out. Check these parts that we have off of this thing. Okay, so we're gonna go down here. Now, a lot of these parts, which is pretty cool. Let's go over here. These racing suspensions, I know they are branded to that car, but if we ever do come across another one of those that's in a little bit better shape, we can convert that car over to a race car. So I'm gonna actually hold on to those. Those are worth quite a bit of money. Now, where's the engine? Here's the engine. It's a hunk of crap because it's basically missing everything. That's where we're gonna make our money off of this car, as far as the flip. Now, everything else, I've got quite a bit of sorting to go through and see what we want to keep, what we want to get rid of. But I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Oh, look at that. Look at all the off-road tires that we have. We've got a complete set of tires right there. I'm going to be a hoarder. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But anyways, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Revheads. Sorry we didn't get around to actually doing much racing. We still need to try to build something race car-wise. We are relatively close, I would say, with this car over here. The Booth and Bang? I don't know if I'm saying that right. So that's probably going to be our project car to get into really good shape, and then we'll probably look into purchasing even more race cars, because I'd like to eventually have a fleet. But anyways, folks, if you'd like to see more of this, just let me know down in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Revhead, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you!